Jungkook and In were ex-lovers 5 years ago. After they broke up, she moved on and built a career. Years later, Jungkook finds out she works at a certain company and visit becoming they sue. Now they're forced to face their past. The glass doors of Hyang and Company slid open with a soft hum, and In adjusted the strap of her bag, trying not to let the unease she felt bubble to the surface. She had been here for almost 3 years now, working her way up, and she liked to think she knew every face in the office. But today something felt different. From the corner of her eye, she caught a figure stepping out of the elevator, tall, composed, and impossibly familiar. Her stomach lurched. "Jungkook," she whispered under her breath, hardly believing it. He looked up from the polished mahogany floor, his dark suit tailored perfectly, his expression unreadable. 5 years hadn't softened the sharpness in his eyes, the same eyes that had once made her heart skip. And he said, his voice low, calm, yet carrying a weight that made her knees weaken. "It's been a long time." Her mind immediately spiraled back to law her echoing in late-night casts, stolen glances in crowded streets, and arguments that had ended in heartbreak. The rain had been relentless that night, drumming against the windows of their tinny apartment. Jungkook had stood by the balcony, arms crossed, jaw tight. "I can't do this anymore," he had said, barely above a whisper. "I can't keep making promises I can't keep in." Her heart had shattered on the floor. "You mean this is over just like that?" He turned to her, eyes glistening though his voice was steady. "I have to go chase my dream. I can't let anyone hold me back. Not even else." Tears had blurred her vision as she watched him walk out, the sound of his footsteps on the stairs echoing in her chest long after he left. In shook herself, forcing her gaze back to the present. Jungkook's presence was overwhelming, the air around him almost magnetic. But now he wasn't just a memory, he was standing there as the seal of her company. I didn't expect to see you here," she stammered, her voice steadier than she felt. "I didn't expect to find you here either," he replied, his gaze softening for a fraction of a second before hardening again. But fate has a funny way of bringing people back together. She wanted to run, to hide in the familiar corners of her office and pretend she had just been transported 5 years into a past she hadn't healed from. Yet, something in the way he looked at her, not with anger, not with indifference, but with that familiar intensity, rooted her in place. Stepped closer, slow, deliberate, as though the world around them had paused. "I heard about your work here," he said almost casually. "I wanted to see it for myself." To see her throat tightened. "So you bought the company?" "Yes," he admitted, and there it was, that controlled, calculated edge she remembered. "I wanted to be where you are. I needed to understand everything I lost." In swallowed hardly. "Old at you, settling back in. You think money can fix what you broke?" He flinched almost imperceptibly before regaining his composure. "No, but maybe being here, maybe I can try to make things right. Or at least understand why I let it all go." She wanted to scream, to cry, to throw herself into his arms all at once. But instead she nodded, forcing a semblance of control. "Then welcome back, Jungkook." He smiled faintly, the kind that used to make her heart melt and break at the same time. "Thank you, In. I hope we can talk. Really talk." When the office quiets down, the hum of the air conditioner and the distant chatter of corpers felt like baccalogram round noise as their eyes locked. Two people separated by time, yet drawn together by something neither could ignore. And in that moment, the years of silence, the heartbreak, and the unanswered questions all swirled between them like a storm, waiting for the first drop of rain to fall again. In stepped hesitantly into the office, the weight of the past 5 years pressing down on her. Jungkook closed the door behind her, leaning casually against his desk, but his eyes never left her. "In, it's been a long time. 5 years is a long time." She hated how shitty her voice sounded. She wanted to appear composed, professional, but seeing him now, after all this time, made that impossible. "Jungkook, you really, it's too long," He pushed off the desk and started pacing slowly, hands in his pockets. Every step deliberate, as if measuring how close he could get without losing control. I never thought I'd see you like this as a Sue. You always talked about it, but I didn't think." She stopped herself, realizing she sounded like she was complimenting him. "I didn't think you'd actually do it, Jungkook." He smirked faintly, a flash of that familiar cockiness creeping back. "I told you once I always get what I want. I just didn't tell you it might take 5 years." Her stomach twisted at the memory. "You could just come back and said me instead of buying the company I worked at." Her words were sharper than she intended. She hated that she was angry, but old wounds burned brightly now. "Jungkook," he stopped pacing, his gaze locking on hers, intense and unwavering. "Maybe I wanted to make sure you couldn't ignore me. Maybe I needed to see if you'd still be the same in." She laughed bitterly, a sound she barely recognized. "Same in? You mean the girl you left crying on our balcony in the rain?" Her voice cracked slightly and she turned her eyes away, ashamed she still felt hurt. "Jungkook." His expression softened just a little and he took a step closer. "I never wanted to hurt you, you know that." He paused, almost whispering now. "But I did. And I've regretted it every day." Her hands trembled at her sides. She wanted to reach out, but she didn't. "Then why leave? You had everything, we had everything." Her words were a whisper, almost like a prayer to the memory of what they had. "Jungkook." His voice was both pained and sincere. "I thought I was protecting us, protecting you. I wanted to chase my dream, and I thought leaving was the only way not to ruin you with my mistakes. But I was wrong. I see that now. Every single day." She swallowed hard, trying to fight back tears, remembering the nights she had cried herself to sleep, replaying his final words over and over. "You don't get to just walk back in and expect it to be okay. People move on, Jungkook. People heal, Jungkook." He stepped closer, just far enough to see the tears threatening her eyes, careful not to overwhelm her. "I don't expect it to be okay. I needed to see you. To tell you that leaving you was the biggest mistake of my life." He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated at how difficult it was to even get the words out. Her voice barely audible now, trembling with all the emotion she'd held in for years. "And what now? You've bought the company, so what? You expect me to just forgive you, Jungkook?" He shook his head slowly, almost ashamed. "No, I don't expect forgiveness. Not yet. I needed you to know. And maybe I can prove that I'm different now. That I can be what you needed me to be back then." Silence fell between them, heavy and suffocating, yet filled with an unspoken pull neither could deny. His chest heaved as memories of their longer fights and quiet nights together swirled around her. Finally she looked up, meeting his gaze squarely, trying to keep her voice steady. "I don't know if I can trust you again. But I also don't know if I can let you just walk away again." Jungkook's lips curled into a small, hopeful smile. He closed the distance slightly, careful, patient, not pushing, just letting her see he was there, really there. "Jungkook, then maybe we start there. One step at a time." His heart beat faster than it had in years, a mixture of fear, longing, and hope. 5 years of pain and distance had not erased the pull between them, and standing in the quiet of the office, she realized just how much she had missed him, how much she still did.